So, hello everyone. Thank you for joining our Meet the Business Owner series. We have Nancy and we have Jennifer today. Before we jump on to it, I would like to thank those who are returning from the last time or even before that. Uh, the reason why we do this is to make the downtown businesses a bit more personal to the shoppers, to the patrons.
Mhm.
And we are today. What we have is we have Nancy Drumm, who is our councilwoman, who is the membership director at the chamber. She champions the buy local program at Woodbridge. She is here to lead the interview and speak with Jennifer Rivera from Pole to Fitness. So while we are in this, while we go ahead and do this, I'd like to just tell you a couple of things, which is you can use the chat button which you see uh, to the bottom of the screen to speak with each other, but you also have the ability to ask Jennifer questions. You can use the Q&A button and submit your questions over there. I will interrupt or interject during the interview and pose the questions to them. So I'll stop the share over here, and Nancy, go ahead and introduce Jennifer and take it away from there.
Thank you, Shomo. It's my honor to do the interviews. This is our fourth interview for the Downtown Business Owners Initiative, Meet the Business Owner. I have here today with me Jennifer Rivera, who owns Pole to Pole Fitness, located at 80 Main Street in the middle of downtown Woodbridge. And Shomo and the Downtown Merchants decided to name her interview Passion to Profession. So Jennifer, welcome. And I'd like you to start off and let our viewers and let everyone know in Woodbridge and out how you got started. Let's hear your great story.
Well, I'm from New York City, from East Harlem, and I began pole dancing in the city for recreation, and I loved it. It was something that I was a child dancer. I danced as a kid, so dancing was my thing. After high school, you go to college and stuff like that. You kind of lose track of those, activities that you did as a kid. So I saw this girl on TV doing it, and then I looked up pole dancing in the city, and that's how I started. I was 22 years old, and I loved it. It was definitely awakening because we do choreo and stuff like that, but there's a level of strength that's required for pole dancing. So that was the part that was a little shocking to me. And I started pole dancing, and then I moved to Woodbridge. And to be honest with you, I was bored out my mind. I was raised in a city, so there's always something to do in the city. And the mall was nice, but I was spending a lot in Woodbridge Mall and Menlo. And then I looked for other pole studios to join, and I just wanted to do it for fun and do something different. And then then I did a Google search, and I noticed that Woodbridge didn't have one. And then that's when I had my aha moment, and I was like, I'm gonna open a pole studio as a hobby. I mean, I was an assistant to a vice president in New York City, and so I had a 9-to-5 job, and I did that for a while. And pole to pole was actually made as a hobby. It wasn't something that I thought I was gonna be doing full time, actually.
And you, Jennifer, if I remember correctly, because I remember when you first started, and I remember just admiring you from afar, because I knew we had a few chats here and there, and you were, commuting into the city and working full time, and then trying to do this, even though it was for fun. It took a lot of work, and it was, you were over on Pearl Street, I think, correct?
I was on Fulton.
Fulton Street, okay. And so how long were you on Fulton Street?
It's funny because what I did was I rented like a small room on 53 Main Street. Um, it was really tiny. And again, I was just doing it for a hobby. So it wasn't something that I was like, oh, it's going to be big.
Yeah.
And then it started to take off. I put the service on Groupon. And that summer when I opened, which was 2013, we sold almost 500 Groupons.
Wow.
In this small little room. So the great thing was in the same building, there was a storefront that was going to be vacant. So I immediately took that. So I was in Fulton about 2.5 years.
How many poles did you have there?
In Fulton, I had 4.
And
4.
how many do you have over currently on Main Street?
7, 8. I have about 14 poles now.
Wow, that's a big difference. So obviously your fun, your hobby, your fitness over there on Fulton ended up being a success story here in Woodbridge Township. So
Right.
is this all no one really, you're self-inspired, you love the sport? Tell us a little bit about the sport, because it is a niche. Not a lot of people know about pole dancing. So maybe help our viewers understand exactly what that is. I know you explained to me last week it was fitness as well as dance. So maybe you could talk to our viewers about what you do when you go there. What is it?
Well, a lot of the things that you guys probably see on Instagram and on YouTube is extreme movements and, you know, inversions and being upside down. And that at times can be a little discouraging to the person who doesn't know the art or the sport. But actually, like when you first come in, we progress you. And so it's just a progressional thing, and it's fitness together with dance. And then it just becomes like a culture here as well, because people become friends and everybody shares the same like passion, and it's so diverse here. So when a person first comes to pole, they're introduced to the beginning stages of pole dancing. And that is not going upside down. That is more getting awareness with your body, understanding how you're going to use your body going forward. Pole dancing requires a lot of upper body strength in the beginning. I mean, when you start getting up the levels, but in the beginning, it's not. It's all about reintroducing you to your legs. Your legs now play a huge part in climbing a pole. A lot of people assume, oh, you're going to use all this upper body, but your legs are actually lifting and gripping the pole as well. So it's a progressional thing. What we show is kind of to inspire, but it's a progressional thing in regards to getting into it.
But being fit, do you think that if you go there and you're pretty fit, would be helpful? Would you do better or no?
So the funny thing is, I've had gymnasts, I've had CrossFit people come here, and a lot of times they come, you know, a little cocky, and then we show them the basics, and their understanding of their body for pole dancing is like they're lost. And then I'll have a girl who hasn't danced a day in her life and probably doesn't go to a gym, and it just connects. So it really doesn't matter your fitness level. That is another preconceived notion, that you have to be super fit. You know, a lot of women do come here and they're a little self-conscious about their bodies and stuff like that. And then they realize like, oh, nobody really cares. Everybody's like, you know, so it's a good thing.
Would you be able to compare pole dancing to any other type of thing? It's so unique, right? I would think that people would be eager to try it. So, and even if someone is a little bit nervous or a little bit skittish about it, would you be able to give them a trial class? And what would that look like?
Yeah, so what we have is intro to pole. And you have to stay in that class until the teacher gives you the okay to move up. And so that's where we drill the same concept over and over, so you understand how to use your legs, you understand opposition, you understand So you're like educated in all those extreme stuff. If you don't know what you're doing, you could hurt yourself. So when a person comes in, they get a taste of it. They get the taste of the choreography. They get a taste of the flexibility that's required, and they also get a taste of the strength. So I tell my new students always, like, there's 3 elements of a pole dancer. She or he demonstrates flexibility, strength, and choreography. Certain things people gravitate more to than the other stuff. So, but you should be well-rounded in that sense when it comes to that.
On the average, how long does it take to be able to do all those wonderful things that you see on your Facebook page?
Well, with my experience, I've noticed the extreme things start to happen within 2 years. Within 2 years.
Okay.
And those are people who go unlimited with their memberships. You know, if you do once a week, then, you know, progression, it takes a little bit more time. Sorry.
What do you recommend to be? I guess it depends on the person's schedule and their lives. Like, what would be a good twice a week?
Yeah.
Is what most people do.
Twice a week is probably the best. You do see results. And the thing with pole dancing is that it's a total body workout. So it's not going to be like the gym where it's a leg day or arm day. You know, it's everything day. So you get your full total body workout.
Do you teach any of the classes, Jennifer, or how many teachers do you have?
I have about 9 teachers now, and as the owner, my philosophy is that I should know how to teach every class.
Okay.
So I know how to teach every class. I'm post certified, and I am pound certified. Those are these ripsticks. I'm also booty yoga certified. So everything we offer here, I do teach, but I won't teach them all because I'll be dead.
Jennifer, do you create the class? Do you create the choreography, for lack of a better way to describe it? Do you create owner? Do you have an organization that you belong to that maybe you can look to for advice or suggestion? You're not a franchise at all, so you are it. You are.
Yeah, I have developed a program for pole here. All the classes we have here, we develop how we want it to actually run. So a lot of planning goes into how we run the classes. So we do have like a secret sauce for pole to pole, and I do lesson plans because mostly I teach pole and flexibility. So I see my students regularly. I know their strengths. I know their weaknesses. I know where they should be going in regards to like the track of pole. So yes, we have a formula of how our classes run. And then we also have the teaching aspect where you have a lesson plan. And the lesson plan is geared towards developing your students.
Wow, so interesting. Very, very interesting. So having a pole-to-pole studio, are there any misconceptions or any challenges that you may face having this type of a business?
Yeah, some of the challenges are people don't take it serious. So if you are having dinner with friends and you meet new people, people are always gonna like say, "Excuse me, what did you say you have?" So I kind of just say studio, and then when they ask for more details, I go into it. So that's one of the things. That's a cute one. But one of the conceptions too is that obviously pole dancing happens in the gentleman's club. We get all types of women that come here. We have lawyers, we have doctors, we have PAs, we have nurses, and we do have people who do work in the gentleman's club. So you deal with that as well, where people assume because you're doing this type of dance that you are affiliated with a gentleman's club, which honestly, this is a non-judgment zone. So whatever the case is, we don't really care. And that's our philosophy.
Great. So you had a lot of success, obviously, in downtown Woodbridge. So talk a little bit about what it's like having a business in downtown Woodbridge, and how is that going, and how's the township and all that, and what you love about it, and if you collaborate with any other businesses, and how is that going for you?
I want to say it's been awesome. And the reason why I say that, and I'm a little spoiled, I have two other studios. I have one in Staten Island and I have one in East Harlem. And I think I told you this, I feel like I'm spoiled in Woodbridge. You know, obviously there's rules and there's regulations that I have to abide by, which I think are fair. And I do have to say, like, working with the fire department and zoning and working with the police department of Woodbridge, you know, in my past 7 years has been, and working with you and working with the mayor has been amazing. You guys are accessible. And I think that is something that helps businesses grow, the accessibility of those who are in leadership positions. And so that has been a blessing. And the ability to, and then you know, on Main Street, I mean, we have a lot of new entrepreneurs. So we all speak, and, you know, we definitely are all rooting for each other in a sense. So being in Woodbridge has spoiled me. But nonetheless, it's been a great experience, in my opinion. I've never had any issues. Everything has been worked on and workable.
Okay. So you're amazing so far. I have truly enjoyed this interview. It's so interesting and so fun to have a business like yours amongst all the other. Shomo says it all the time. The Downtown Merchants Association say it all the time. We have such a variety of different types of businesses here in downtown Woodbridge, and we're so proud of each and every one of them, and try really hard to work with everyone. I know that there's free public parking on New Street behind, which isn't too far from your place.
And that helps a ton. That helps out a ton.
Yeah. And
because we do parties here, and we have a bunch of classes happening at once. And so unlike other towns, you have to pay for parking and stuff like that. I know that the purpose of the free parking, I know, is to encourage the foot traffic.
Right. Yeah. Well, the town is working hard and trying to make it better and better as the years go by. These types of things take a long time to come to fruition. But yeah, we're so happy to have you there. And it seems to me, as a woman entrepreneur, I'd like to talk about that a lot. You're juggling 3 different locations, 3 different businesses, something that started out as a hobby, something that was fun. How do you manage all that, and talk to us about, you know, others that may want to be involved? Like, what's your motivation? What keeps you going? You must be busy all the time.
I am busy. What keeps me going now is the people that come to the studio. You know, with the times that we're living right now, a lot of things are unsure, and people have a lot of stress. And even before, you know, COVID, I would interact with my students, and, you know, life is difficult in regards to, everybody's busy, everybody has really demanding jobs and stuff like that. So what keeps me going is the people that come here, and my staff, because a lot of the people that work for me, this is not their bread money. They do this, they do get paid, obviously, but this is not what's paying their bills. They do this because they enjoy it. And the people that come here also live crazy lives and busy lives and demanding lives and stuff like that. And I know that even when we had a shutdown, we did online classes. And we did online classes. And that took people away from the unknown. And I feel like the reason why I do what I do now is more because of the people that come here and who I serve. Before, it was more of, I want to take over the world kind of thing. But now, because of everything I've been through as a business owner, I've learned, I've learned hard lessons too.
Sure.
But I've learned that it's really for the people. They enjoy it. This is like people tell me all the time, this is my home away from home. Or like, this is my time away from my kids, you know, like this is their time. So I do it for that reason now.
It sounds like that's your motivation, and that keeps you going. And so interesting to see that change, right? So initially it was like, oh, I want to do this. I want to do this. This sounds fun. Or this is a hobby. And now, how many years later have you been doing? How many years?
7 years, going on 8.
Later, 8 years. And you're just seeing the fruits of your labor.
And what I have also seen is that, like, you not only focus on the business, but you are also very engaged as to what's going on, like the charities that you organize, the food drives that you have organized. So that's something which I see. Would you want to talk about that a bit?
Yeah, well, Puerto Rico hardship about, I want to say 2 years ago. And my family, my origins is from Puerto Rico. So that hit me dear to my heart because, you know, I still have family there. So we did a food drive. And it was really successful. Everybody pitched in, and then we even, it was just, it was amazing that even people that don't even come to Pole to Pole, because we put it on social media, they still came and they contributed. So it was a powerful moment, at least for me, to see that people who follow us that don't necessarily come here came to give. So we've done that, and we've done other things with, you know, social injustices, you know, we're going to continue to do other things. I definitely want to do something on mental health. I think mental health is one of the things that needs a lot more awareness. So that's where we're going next with a charity. We've done some breast cancer classes, and, you know,
Wow, that's great. Would do that and contribute back to the community, to the Woodbridge community, or is that something, do you have like another organization for help?
Honestly, where we would contribute these monies to, but and I'm just trying to make sure I pick the right thing. So I would definitely talk to you if you know of where I can donate that to, because that's super important to me. And mental health, working out is one of mental health's biggest like remedies. You know what I mean?
People want the gyms to be open. It's people are really, really struggling. It's just been unbearable, believe it or not. I mean, I'm seeing what folks are doing to be able to accommodate their clients outside. I cannot believe it. I think it's especially when you're talking about key to healthy overall health.
And I'm telling you, when COVID happened and we were doing online stuff, we were in people's houses, obviously, because they're taking a class, and you could see people just needed that togetherness, that community.
Yeah, we're friends. We need each other. You know, we need each other. Shomo is holding up a bowl.
So yeah, this is almost a break from today's interview and a throwback from the last one. What we weren't able to do is last week we had, or the week before last, we had Want a Smoothie, and Phil was on, and there are, I think, yeah, there you go, Want a Smoothie, and they.
Wait a minute.
And
Want a smoothie?
What kind?
protein punch.
All
Right before I have to do 5 classes, I have to get a large protein punch. They already know.
I love it.
So we also have a few of the attendees from last time who have logged on today, and as promised, like I have the offer which was sent out to the others. I have the names of the people, so I will draw someone from here, and this is the winner. Let me see who it is. So. Okay, so the person whose name came up isn't here. It is Rocky, and Rocky incidentally lives in Princeton. After being here after attending the interview last time, he drove not once but twice to want a smoothie, and so that's almost the effect that we are having by conducting these interviews, and
Mhm.
just by showing up, like, it is a great support that any of all the people who are here even today are providing with us to us. They go on, they talk about it with their friends, and they come on. So that's one thing which I wanted to do, and let me get something again out of the way. Not really out of the way, but like the. Hold on just a minute. I will share my screen, and here's what the other thing that we have which is going on is there have been attendees who have logged in thrice. At least one person has, and anyone who has been watching, like who logs on thrice, we have this T-shirt, and I'm wearing that myself today too. We have this T-shirt that we are giving out here. The details. So if this has been the third time for you on this show, then please reach out to me at that email address, or the email address you got the invite from, and I will send you a coupon which you can redeem. The other thing which I also wanted to share is that, like, we have another interview coming up on August 13th,
Oh, wow.
and this is Wakatai. So we have so here is the chef over there, and co-owner. He also is the head chef at Rutgers at Henry's Diner at Rutgers. He has also a very interesting background and a very interesting thing to the story to share with us. So I would this is the URL that you can go to sign up. Meet Yahir at eventbrite.com. So please do so, and we will see you again on next on the 13th. But like we still have a minute or so. Nancy, we can go ahead and please ask your
Jennifer,
questions and then wrap it up.
I love that you're a woman, and I love that you have such a great success story. And it started out of, a passion for something to do for fun, and look at you now, and it's just amazing. And you just keep trucking, and you just keep going, and people are inspiring you, and you're doing so well. I just wondered if you could share some thoughts with our audience, because these interviews are going to start going on to our downtown, our township apps, and it's really important for me, for other women, for us to empower each other and to care about what we're doing for the good of other women. Can you just share a few thoughts? What would you tell someone who's a little nervous or wants to go into business and, they're scared? Do you have a few words of wisdom for them?
My words of wisdom is to do it and allow yourself to make mistakes. And I think that's where people, when it comes to business and why they're so hesitant to get into it, is because they don't want to make mistakes. And you gotta go in there and know that you're gonna make mistakes. But the best thing about it, the most important thing is make the mistakes, learn, and get better. get educated. Also, you know, get a mentor, somebody who's older, who has the experience, ask questions, but more than anything, try everything. Like before Pole to Pole, I had other businesses, and I think that that's one of the things. You have to find your niche. Eventually something will pop, but don't be scared to explore. And I think that that's what I would say. Don't be scared to explore. Do it. If it's a niche, if it's something that you love and you want to try, do it. If you don't like it in the future, then you stop doing it. At least you tried.
And I
And
hope
if someone over here or in the watching the recording, they want to know more about you and reach out to you, what's the best way? Should they go to your website, your Facebook page? What is the one place that you would direct them?
They couldn't find me on 80 Main Street in Woodbridge. But yeah, they can, it's WWP like Paul, the number 2, polefitness.com. And we're on social media. And so, yeah, social media and website, you can contact me there as well.
Thank you so much on behalf of the Downtown Merchants Association. Their motto is keep going, we're behind you in every step of the way. So anything that you need, we're just really making that effort to advocate for our local businesses. They care, they've been here, we want them to stay. So anything that you need, just let us know. Thank you so much, Jennifer.
Thank you so much for having me.
And thanks everyone for being here. So, and you would be able to watch the recording of this. The first place that I'll be uploading the recording would be at the Facebook page. And then when we have the 5th one, after that, I will go and host it on YouTube. So thanks everyone for watching. Keep coming back and keep registering for the next one. Thanks.
So much.
Bye. Be blessed. Bye.